Pause this episode for a second. Seriously. If your life feels normal right now, if nothing's falling apart, if you're not in survival mode, there's a good chance that this is the part you're going to miss the most. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You're probably too distracted, too quiet, or too busy following everyone else to even notice it. Welcome back to the Seth Said It Show. I'm your host, Seth Mills. And today we're talking about how you don't really ever know that you're in the good times until they're gone. And also knowing when to stay quiet and also when to speak your mind, right? I mean, too many people are following everybody else. We need more people to speak their own mind. And anyway, nobody tells you you're in the good times. There's no warning. There's no highlight reel, no voice in your head saying, hey, you need to remember this. You just kind of live it. And I've learned very quickly that is the case with everything, no matter whether it is friendships, family, life, business, whatever it may be. And I've had to learn very quickly that you never really know that you're in the good times until they are already way behind you. And later, sometimes way later, you realize the season that you rushed through and wanted to rush through was the season that carried you. This episode isn't about nostalgia. It's about awareness, about realizing that there are good times and recognizing the good times while they are happening. And also having the courage to speak your mind in a world that rewards followers more than thinkers. This is Seth Said It. The good times don't feel special. They feel boring. They feel routine. They feel normal. It's those random Tuesdays, the quiet drives, the conversations you didn't think that mattered. It's the stability you complain about because chaos looks more impressive online. Let's be real. All those TikToks, the Instagram Reels, the Facebook Shorts, all of these things make people's lives feel so impressive, so out there. They're just normal human beings. They're just like you and I. We don't realize we were happy. We realize we were safe. And safety doesn't trend, right? So there's a thing that I have noticed with society and myself, and it's that we've been trained to chase struggle, to wear burnout like a badge of honor and tell people, oh, we're burnt out, and oh, we're this and that, and to believe that if we're not stressed, we're falling behind. And the truth that nobody posts is that peace is productive. I know in my life, most of my productivity comes when my peace is at its highest level. If I'm in peace or peaceful, my productivity is sky freaking high. If I'm stressed or if I'm burnt out, my productivity just drains. It drops to the bottom of the barrel. It drops to that little bit of whiskey left in that bottle, right? And so clarity is powerful. And quiet seasons, at least for me, and again, what I've noticed, are usually the ones that are preparing you for what's next in your life. You don't grow only in chaos, because sometimes you grow when nothing is breaking. Sometimes you need stuff to stop breaking, to calm down and settle after a big storm to grow. And these are the times that we always rush through, and we want to feel the next big chase or the next big adrenaline rush of something going wrong. And I've been guilty of it. Hell, I would bet about 100% of the people listening to this podcast are guilty from it or guilty of it. 95% of the people who watch this are entrepreneurs. 95% of people who watch this deal with struggle, maybe not struggle, but deal with issues and problem solving on a daily basis. And most people don't, jumping into the other thing, as far as not speaking your mind, and the real reason that people stay quiet is because most people, they don't stay quiet because they have nothing to say. They stay quiet because they're afraid of standing alone. They're afraid of thinking differently than everybody else, than the crowd, and afraid of being misunderstood, afraid of being judged, afraid of losing approval. So instead of thinking, they repost. Instead of speaking, they agree. Instead of leading, they follow. And over time, they forget what their own voice even sounds like. And I have been guilty of this when I was younger. And I'd say about 90% of the people who know me, who are listening to this podcast, will say, I am not afraid to speak my mind, to tell you what is on my mind. In high school is when this started changing. I think it was sophomore year. There was this chick that I just could not stand in my class, and some of the people, one in particular, listening to this, that I'm still very good friends with to this day, who was in that class, people looked at me like I was nuts. And she wouldn't stop running her mouth. And I looked at her and I said, I really don't like you. And from that point forward, her brother, a few other people really just did not like me in that school. And you know what? That's fine. I was speaking my mind. I wasn't following everybody who glorified this chick who wasn't any better than any of us or anybody else. And people do tend to stay quiet. They will agree and they'll follow, and oh, if that person's popular, cool. No, I don't play that bullshit. I don't do it. 90% of the people who know me who are listening to this will tell you that I have no problem speaking in my mind, whether I'm right or I'm wrong, and I have been wrong plenty of times. And the issue is we live in a world of followers. We don't have a lack of opinions. We have a lack of original ones. Everybody's angry about the same things and excited about the same trends, repeating the same thoughts with different captions and different ways of saying it. And speaking your mind doesn't mean being loud or controversial. You don't have to go up to somebody and just randomly tell them, hey, I just don't like you. It means being honest, even when honesty costs you comfort. Leaders don't wait for permission. They speak before it is popular. They speak their ideals and their ideas into the world, whether people agree with them or not. And quite honestly, if people don't agree with you, so what? It doesn't matter. Their opinion doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And here's what nobody tells you. Back to the good times and your voice. The good times are usually when your voice matters the most. Before the relationship changes, before the season ends, before the moment becomes a memory. You don't regret speaking up. You regret staying quiet when you had the chance. Ask me how I know. Because I've stayed quiet one too many times, and I wish that I would have been able to get the words out of my mouth, right? And so I really wish that I would be able to go back and add some context. And yeah, anyway, you don't regret speaking your truth. You regret staying quiet while pretending that there'd be more time to speak your truth, because one day the moment's gone and all you're left with is what you did not say. And I think that is a big issue within our society, because we live in a world of followers. And I'm going to repeat myself again. We live in a world lacking originality. Everybody says the same thing, but a different way. And it just needs to stop, people. We have too many followers, and politics aside, I think that a lot of people can agree that there's a lot of communication that could happen that could prevent a lot of different things that are happening around our country and in the world in general. And I'm going to leave you with this. And I know that this was a very quick and short podcast, but I'm also in the middle of trying to prepare for this Texas weather bullshit that we have coming up this weekend. Talking about feels like temperatures of 0 to 5 degrees. And no thank you. But I'm going to leave you with this. If your life feels steady right now, don't rush it. If things feel good, pay attention. And if there's something you've been holding back, a thought, a belief, a truth, say it. Speak it out loud. Because the good times, chances are you're in them. They don't announce their exit. And silence has a way of becoming a regret. It will very quickly eat you alive. And so for that, I'm going to repeat myself again. I'm going to repeat that last little bit. If there's something you've been holding back, a thought, a belief, a truth, say it, speak it, get it out there. Because the good times don't announce their exit, and silence has a way of becoming regret. This is Seth Said It. I'm your host, Seth Mills, and thank you guys for listening. I will see you guys next Friday morning at 8 a.m. Central, and stay safe if you live in Texas or any of the areas that are about to get hit by this massive ice storm or snowstorm or whatever it is where you live. And if you don't, stay safe this weekend regardless. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll talk to you later.